Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
Day we hustle, but the night we
Know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
Day we hustle, but the night we
Boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot, it sounds more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
Day we hustle, but the night we
Know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
Day we hustle, but
Know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about. Know that they ride or die.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be. Go ahead and click that subscribe button to be a part of the Witness gang, to join the Witness Nation. Now let's get into this, shall we? What up, you guys? Welcome to Whitney DTV. First, let's get into everything, shall we? Welcome. I would love to see where you guys are tuning in from, so please make sure to place your city in the chat and I will make sure to shout you out. What's that? Oh, home of keeping it cute so you won't get the boot. That's right. Make sure you guys please keep it cute so you won't get the boot. Okay, now what that means is that you do not have to agree with me or my remarks or opinions. This is my channel, however, and I ask that you respect me by respecting yourself. Whatever you have to say it with your chest, but make sure it is respectful. Okay, now in regards to everything that's going on with the R. Kelly trial and things of that nature, it is done. So I ask that you please respect my chat and do not spam my chat with your hashtag free R. Kellys or anything pertaining to that if we are not talking about the topic. Okay, now for nothing, you do not have to agree, so your opinion is duly noted here. Okay, if nothing further, make sure you guys do not forget to stop, like this video, subscribe if you have not, and sharing is caring, so make sure you guys share this video so I can reach a broader audience. Okay, now not for nothing, if you guys would like to join the channel, you can find the link located in the description box down below, or feel free to look above. That's right, right there in the chat. It should be pinned. If it's not, it should be by now. Okay, not for nothing, if you like to support me on a monetary basis, you can support me by Cash App through the money sign Whitney D 2014, or make sure you look at the bottom of the screen and there is located other means of ways to donate to the channel: PayPal, Zelle, or Cash App. If nothing more, thank you and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Okay, let me see who's all up in here. Hey, Nikki. Nikki says, hey, Whitney and Chad. Hope everyone had an amazing day. Hey, really? Oh, really? Hey, hello and welcome. First time seeing your name, so hello, welcome. Hey, Carol, welcome back. Hey, Kwana. Let me plug in, y'all. Hold on. That was the one thing I forgot to do. There's this internet. There we go. Hopefully we won't be all rocking and rolling tonight, okay? Hey, Hey, Katie. Hey, Niche. Hey, Angela. Hey, Monique. Hey, Ernestine. Hello, Miss J. Hello, Monique. Hey, Deshelle. And Paragon. Hey, welcome, everybody. Welcome. Okay. So I'm excited about tonight. Tonight is another installment of Where Were the Parents? And all right. So welcome back, everybody. Oh, it's choppy. Okay, sorry, y'all. First and foremost, before we begin, I need to give a shout out to Shazazz Creations. She made my shirt. This is a Martin Lawrence themed shirt. So shouts out to the Black owned Shazazz Creations. You can find her link in the description box down below, as well as a discount code. Now, members, okay? You guys get an exclusive, hold on, let me do this real quick. I thought I downloaded. You guys get an exclusive discount. So for members only, you guys get a discount. And before we get any further, I want to give a shout out to our members. Yes. Oh, child, that was not what I was looking for. Okay, that was not what I was looking for. Okay, but not for nothing. At the end of today's show, I will be showing you guys the members. Oh my gosh, it is breaking up. What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, sorry y'all, but sometime in between the time of the show, I will be shouting out to the members today. Okay, if you joined anytime last month and before, then I'm going to be shouting you guys out. Okay, and those that join, like say today and on forth, it'll be next month, and I'll join you, have you guys in. Okay, not for nothing. Hello and welcome to everybody. Okay, I pray you guys are having a great afternoon, great evening. Okay, shouts out to everybody. Hey, coming in, I see you guys all new coming in. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this because I don't want to drag it out any longer. Okay, now you guys should be aware of what we're going to be talking about tonight. I told you guys during the wait screen, I will transition and take the to be announced off. Okay, so if you guys aren't familiar, we're talking about the Boy Scouts. And there are $8 billion settlement towards the victims. Okay. And not for nothing, before we begin the show, AZRIEL speaks out. She's about to sit on the couch of GAYLE King once more. Okay. Now, I told you guys I think it was earlier today that she spoke out on Twitter. And now this is corroborating with exactly what I said. Okay. So let's check this out. Take myself off the screen so you guys can see.
R. Kelly's defense attorney said after the verdict came in that R. Kelly was surprised that he was found guilty. Are you surprised that he was found guilty and that he was actually angry?
Wow.
And surprised that he was found guilty?
I feel like, I know that he knows that he is guilty. People told him. People tried to warn him. People tried to help him. He didn't care. He was selfish. He was greedy. He was a pedophile. And he never, not once, wanted to get help.
You said people tried to warn him. What do you mean? How so?
Meaning like assistants. They would tell him, these people are minors. You can't be flying these people in. I don't know what you're doing with them, but...
And his response would be?
Mind your business. You're fined, or you're fired. That's the only options that he would give people that worked for him. And I feel like it's very disturbing for him to sit and think that he is still innocent when he knows of all the trauma that he's put us through.
R. Kelly's defense attorney said after the verdict came in that R. Kelly was surprised that he was found guilty. Are you surprised that he was found guilty and that he was actually angry?
Wow.
And surprised that he was found guilty?
I feel like, I know that he knows that he is guilty. People told him. People tried to warn him. People tried to help him. He didn't care. He was selfish. He was greedy. He was a pedophile. And he never, not once, wanted to get help.
You said people tried to warn him. What do you mean? How so?
Meaning like assistants. They would tell him, these people are minors. You can't be flying these people in. I don't know what you're doing with them, but...
And his response would be?
Mind your business. You're fined, or you're fired. That's the only options that he would give people that worked for him. And I feel like it's very disturbing for him to sit and think that he is still innocent when he knows of all the trauma that he's put us through.
All right. First and foremost, shouts out to AZRIEL, period. Okay. Now, I see you guys in the chat Shame on you, okay? Shame on you. You guys have to understand that this was a draining process. A lot of these individuals, a lot of these young ladies got re-triggered all over again. So sorry if they don't look well rested and full of life, but this was a traumatic situation that they had to go through and being re-scrutinized after the process. Okay. So let's be a little sensitive, okay, everyone? Not for nothing, you guys. She is scheduled to go on with GAYLE King on their morning show on CBS. Okay, so make sure you guys tune into that. Matter of fact, let me actually get some words in regards to that. Exclusive. GAYLE King sits down with AZRIEL CLARY, who was a minor when she met R. Kelly, for her first interview since testifying against him. He was selfish. He was greedy. He was a pedophile. And he never, not once, wanted to get help. Tomorrow on CBS Mornings, okay? Tomorrow on CBS Mornings, okay? So I'm going to be tuned in for that. If you guys would like to come here and watch afterwards, I will probably be reporting on what transpires that morning, probably in the afternoon, to give it time to breathe and give me time to digest it and just to take it in, okay? So let's get into what you guys think about that. And then we're going to go ahead and get into what we are here for, what were the parents, okay? Okay. Nika says, not trying to be mean or petty, but sis looks stressed or something is different. We just picked up on it. It is different, y'all. She just got out of court, not just, but y'all got to take into consideration that this was traumatic, and that's why I was telling y'all. And see, this is what I'm talking about. It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Now, we discussed this on last night, and Mama Kelly, Faith's mom, stated that she's resting. She's resting and she's taking in. And then Geronda was telling me she's just preparing for this transition in life. And it's a lot of people still mad at them for doing what they did. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah. And you guys got to take under consideration, a lot has happened since she last sat with GAYLE King. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of stuff that has transpired. This is what you're seeing after the math of hearing the verdict. She was, manipulated with the whole process with him. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot, it's just a lot. And I just feel like how she looks right now, to me, and this is no offense to nobody, because you guys are entitled to your opinion, especially here, but she looks like Victory. She looks like Victory, baby. She looks like Survivor. She looks like she got away. Okay. And so I'm just saying, so not for nothing, you guys. Let's go ahead and get into everything. Like I said, prayers up for the Clarys, everybody that was involved in this situation. You know what I'm saying? This was kind of bittersweet, if you ask me, when it comes to everything. And I don't know what to say in regards to that anymore. But we're going to go ahead and get into what tonight's topic is going to be about. I'm just sharing, if you guys would take out the time to do so as well. Shouts out to Plainest Jane, who came into my afternoon reading, and they spammed up the place. Okay, they spammed it up with all their pancakes and everything. So not for nothing, shouts out to Plainest Jane. We're going to go ahead and get into everything. What I'm also going to do in advance, which this is nothing, this is something new. Eventually, towards the mid of this whole situation, I'm going to put in the invitation for you guys to come in and we can have a dialect. It tends to pack up pretty quick. So I'm gonna do it, quickly in regards to everything. But I'm just sharing right now, you guys. So excuse me, okay? not for nothing, you guys. Welcome. Hello, everybody. I thought that was going on. I thought that was what going on. Queen, let's see what this is. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into everything. As I said to you guys, we're going to be discussing where were the parents in lieu of the Boy Scouts America. Okay. Now I want to play this video in regards to you guys. And before I do, shouts out to my research team. Okay. My research team are on Stinking Point. Okay. So I'm going to, y'all, that's my husband in the background. Sorry. I'm going to play this video and I want you guys to listen to it. And then we're going to get in the discussion in regards to everything. Okay. Let me share my screen. Check this out, you guys. Okay, it's a commercial, y'all. Hold on. Okay, they ain't paying me. It's gonna go out. Check this out,
America for comment. This is what they said. We are outraged that there have been times when individuals took advantage of our programs to abuse innocent children. We believe victims. We support them. We pay for counseling by a provider of their choice, and we encourage them to come forward. Darrell Jackson is one of the men speaking out about the abuse. He joins us now to discuss his experience. Thank you so much, Darrell, for taking the time to speak with us. I can't imagine the terrible things you've been through, and we really appreciate you being here to share your story. Can you give us a little bit of a sense of what happened and what brings you here now?
I really wanted to be with the Boy Scouts. It was something that a lot of people in my neighborhood was in and stuff, and I liked the uniforms. When I got in it, it turned into something else. You know, it was like, it was a ruse, you know, basically. So, you know, the Boy Scout master basically manipulated the people there, right? He would let us do things that our parents wouldn't let us do, you know, like, because we young, you know, you want to drink, you know, oh, wow, I'm getting away with this, you know, he letting me drink, wow, you know, and he portrayed himself as a father figure too. So you put a lot of trust in him, and he hung out with the parents of the Boy Scouts. So they had a lot of trust in him too, not knowing what was going on. So basically, when it happened to me, I felt that something was wrong, you know, and I was threatened my family. So basically, I kind of had to continue what I was doing because I was scared. And finally, I just, you know, my heart was like, nah, I can't let this keep going, because I knew inside something was wrong. And I told my grandmother. And at first, she didn't believe me. And then, you know, she investigated it and found out that something was wrong with me. She knows her grandson, you know, so that's when she went to the police and found out that this was what happened. And it's like, once I told, it's like I was shunning out throughout the neighborhood. The other Boy Scouts shunned me. And I've been, yeah, basically, it just messed with me all my life. You know, I grew up fighting, you know, always having to protect myself, trying to prove that I was a man, you know, because of the ridicule.
Why are you choosing to speak out about this now?
Well, I've been trying to speak out about it. You know, I've been trying to speak out ever since, like, in my early 30s. I've been trying to speak out about it. I've been going to psychiatrists all my life, basically. You know, I'm still under psychiatric care, you know, because of this. And this has led to other stuff in my life, you know, me trying to prove that I was a man, you know, and it just interrupted my whole life, everything that I wanted to do, because I never felt comfortable with myself. I was scared to touch my son and everything, You know, it basically led to my marriage being messed up.
What would you like to say to the Boy Scouts of America?
Wow. But what I really want to say to them, I don't think I could say on camera.
What change would you like to see from the Boy Scouts of America?
Well, I guess they need to really have more rules about people that want to be around kids and really scrutinize and watch them, see what type of person this really is, you know?
Thank you for bravely sharing your story with us.
Yeah, this is gonna be heavy. These days are heavy. I wanted to tackle on a few things if you guys didn't hear. If you did, it was a few things. First and foremost, he's been talking out. Second, when he said something about it, he was shunned. Third, he told his parents. Then we go on to hear, well, what do you think should be done? Well, they need to pay more attention to the people that they have in Boy Scout and scrutinize them. Sir, where were your parents? Should they have did better research? Should they dug deeper into the Boy Scouts? Weren't you aware of all these many cases, sir? Weren't they aware of all these many cases, sir? Shame on your parents for allowing you to be in Boy Scouts because you like the uniforms. Let me read to you guys this in regards to Boy Scouts. Take myself off the screen so you guys can see it better. Let me download this PDF while we're doing this. Gonna save this right here. Wow. Okay. Yeah, shouts out to my research team. Okay. We're going to read that later, but let me go ahead and get into what I was wanting to get into in regards to this, okay? Boy Scouts of America sex abuse cases. The Boy Scouts of America, BSA, is one of the largest youth organization in the United States, with 2.3 million young members and approximately 889,000 adult volunteers. In 1979, there were over 5 million youths in BSA. Over 92,000 sexually abused. Sexual abuse claims were filed. Rewind. Over 92,000 sexual abuse claims were filed. With the bankruptcy court before November 16th of 2020. There were nearly 2,000 reported cases of abuse within the Boy Scouts of America prior to 1994. and at least one abuse incident as recent as 2006. The High Risk of Volunteer Youth Organization has been recognized. And in 1988, the BSA created a sex abuse education and prevention program called the Youth Protection Program to help address the problem. Now, in 2010, a jury ordered that the Scouts pay $18.5 million to a scout who was abused in 1980s. It was the largest punitive damages awarded to a single plaintiff in a child abuse case in the United States. Now, on February 18, 2020, the Boy Scouts of America filed for a Chapter 11 financial reconstructing to offer equitable compensation to survivors and their families. And their families? Why? Aren't they the reason why these boys are in these predicaments? Why do they get money? The BSA cited approximately 200 lawsuits pending in state and federal district courts across the United States and 1,700 potential claimants in total. In May of that same year, the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the District of Delaware set November 16, 2020 at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as the bar date for all survivors of sexual abuse. 82,000 sexual abuse claims were filed with the bankruptcy court before the November 16th deadline to receive claims. Normally in bankruptcy, the organization would at this point face liquidation. But the Boy Scouts of America National Council, along with the local councils, camps, and charter organizations over the years carried various policies of general liability insurance with no annual aggregate amount, leading to believe that each survivor will have their individual claims liquidated through insurance settlements in full. How come so many cases? All these bad parents. I tell you, like, did you not hear about all of these cases before putting your child into it? And then, I mean, if you still heard about these individuals, this organization, you still signed your son up, it's your fault, parent. Shame on you for thinking you could trust the organization. Where were the parents? These little boys wanted it. That grown man that we witnessed on the screen, he wanted it. He said he liked the uniforms. All those tears on camera, he was faking. Said he didn't want to touch his son after that. He was scared. No, he wasn't. All for TV. He kept going to all the meetings. If it was an issue, why keep going to the council meetings? I want you guys to take a look at this as well. Sorry, y'all. Let me pull this up for you guys here. Let's check this one out, okay? And trigger warning, okay? I do apologize. I do not want to trigger anyone with this circumstance, in this situation.
Settlement between the Boy Scouts of America and tens of thousands of sexual abuse survivors is one of the largest in U.S. history. The National Organization of Boy Scouts filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the winter of 2020. And as John Yang tells us, there are now concerns about how much survivors will receive.
Judy, the proposal is a first step in settling the more than 80,000 claims against the Boy Scouts for decades of sexual abuse. And lawyers who negotiated the deal on behalf of survivors of the abuse say there could be a lot more money to come. In a statement, the Boy Scouts of America called it a significant step toward a global resolution of those claims. The deal must still be approved by a bankruptcy judge, and other attorneys representing survivors said they'll object to it as too small. Attorney Kenneth Rothweiler represents about 16,000 of those claimants and negotiated the settlement. Mr. Rothweiler, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Have you talked to any of the survivors that you represent, and what's their reaction to what they're hearing about this?
Yeah, I talk to survivors every day, and I always get their opinion as to how they're feeling and how they perceive the whole bankruptcy going. I mean, I wouldn't say they're over.
Hold on, y'all. I wanted to pause this. Okay. Let me come close up on the screen. Okay, so I know we spoke about AZRIEL earlier, and some people are getting the feedback or playback in regards to it. Now we're on where were the parents in regards to the Boy Scouts, okay? Joycelyn, you guys, make sure you're praying for her, okay? She still is in the grasp of the whole enterprise, okay? Unfortunately, all right? So we don't know what's going on with her, okay? Of course, as we've heard and read, she has been disconnected from the world. So we do know that she is still involved and still in the grasp of R. Kelly and his enterprise. So we don't know. And then furthermore, with her being grown, she can come out and we never know because she's grown and try to function on her own. We don't know. She's a grown woman, so she doesn't have to go back to her family. But as of now, I haven't heard anything. She's still in the enterprise. So make sure you guys put your prayers out for her, okay?
Overjoyed, but they feel satisfied because the Boy Scouts have acknowledged what they've done, and now they've come to the table, and compensation is coming to the survivors.
I wanted y'all to hear that because did you hear that? The Boy Scouts acknowledge their wrongdoing. See, it has to come a point to where you acknowledge what you are doing to be wrong. Let me take you guys to an article now. Let me let you guys hear this particular story. Okay. In 1997, while at a Boy Scout camp in Idaho, and hold on, camp, meaning a parent has to consent for their child to go into this camp. How do I know? Because I was in Girl Scouts. Yeah, my mom had to consent to me. Hold on, y'all. My camera stopped. 1 second. Mm-hmm. 1 second, you guys. I know because I was in Girl Scouts, right? And so you had to have a waiver. There it go. You had to have a waiver in order to go to the camp. Okay. So shame on the parent, right? Before we even get into this article, because y'all said when y'all heard the Clarys sign a consent, they were selling their daughter off. They consented to it, right? So let's see what this parent consented for her son, okay? Let's just see. Shame on this parent. In 1997, while at a Boy Scout camp in Idaho, Steed was sexually abused by a Scout leader and Latter-day Saints member named Brad Stoll. The Boy Scouts have historically been closely connected to the Church of Latter-day Saints, often known as the Mormon Church. When Steed sought to report the abuse, leadership at the camp failed to act. So the then 14-year-old boy took it on himself to call the police, who descended on the camp and arrested Stoll. My point in, sorry, y'all, my feedback. My point in pulling that particular part out, if you notice here, when the baby reported it to the enterprise, into the circle, leadership at the camp failed to act. Did nobody call no parents and say, ma'am, one of our camp leaders sexually harassed your child, sexually harassed your son. Come get him at this moment. We're going to be filing a report and getting him gone. So where were the parents? Consenting parents. None the wiser. Let's continue. That should be the end of the story, Steve told me when I interviewed him, where the good guys come in and fix it. But unfortunately, that was just the beginning. Steve was stunned, was shunned by people in his community and targeted by people in his school and church. Well, would you look at that? This is why there's silence when it comes to matters like this. This baby was shunned because he did what was right. Kind of reminds me of the victims involved with this whole R. Kelly situation. Cars being blown up, death threats, bribery, all the hate online. Golden. Baby, sorry, y'all. I'm going to continue, though. Worse, Stoll, who confessed to molesting 24 4 boys and pleaded guilty to molesting 2, was initially given a 150-day jail sentence. Do we rally against the victims or the victimizers? I say the latter. This dude confessed. This ain't no alleged. He confessed to molesting 24 boys and pleading guilty to molesting 2. And they practically gave him a slap on the wrist of a 150-day jail sentence, roughly 1 week for every boy he abused, 1 week of jail for every boy he abused. Compounding things, the filings for a civil case relating to Stowell were erased from the public access court docket. And see, sounds familiar. See, when R. Kelly paid Tiffany up under the table, and it wiped it off the books, and then everybody was, didn't they know better to send their daughters and sons off with this man? Didn't they know better? No, because stuff like this they weren't privy to. Meaning that people could not get a full view into the events. The full story would only come to light because of the work of Zuckerman, a reporter with the Idaho Falls Post-Register. Acting on a tip, the paper sued for access to the court file and then published the story of Stowell and the Idaho camp in a series of investigative articles called SCOUTS Honor. Wow. The community of Idaho Falls was rattled, but some people saw the stories as an attack on cherished institute, as an attack on this beloved singer R. Kelly. This is an attack. These are lies. This is not true. These little nasty, little fast, little hot tail boys wanted it. Their parents consented to it, right? I want to show you guys another clip. Sorry, y'all. It's a commercial. Let me go on and get it pulled up, though.
What the Boy Scouts set up was the perfect cover for someone who did want to take advantage of a child.
Grown men are with young boys in a tent alone in the woods is a recipe for disaster.
It's just devastating. It really makes you.
Wait, what? What was that? Grown men in a tent with little boys? Didn't they parent consent to that? Shame on those parents. Where were the parents? Why would they send their kids off to camps, being in tents with grown men?
Question, not believe, not trust.
So anyone who unfortunately was sexually abused as a child in Boy Scouts now has less than a week to file a claim against them in court. Time is of the essence. Nicole Kreitz has been working this story since before the organization officially filed for bankruptcy.
That Chapter 11 filing forced the courts to set a deadline for any further claims as they consolidate assets. And the number of survivors coming forward is already far outpacing anything we've seen with the Catholic Church sex crimes cases.
I've tried to erase it, but
Did you hear that? This was bigger than the Catholic Church scandal. Right up under our eyes. The Boy Scouts, bigger than the Catholic Church, and y'all know the Catholic Church was getting down. But the Boy Scouts, a consensual situation? Yeah. The parents, we filled out documents. Yeah, they did. A whole little 3-4 page. And then when you went to camp, you definitely signed off the emergency, just in case of an emergencies. They knew what they were supposed to be getting into. They should have known better.
behind me, best I can.
Michael Clifton knows now there were a lot of red flags he missed growing up.
That's him with his back turned.
He saved some mementos from Boy Scouts and wishes he could erase his encounters with troop leader Craig Cowan.
I would see him going to bed and saying, well, come here, and he'd grab somebody, pull them in there, and, like they needed to be there.
At 14, Michael was the oldest in his troop and feels guilty he didn't know better to protect the younger boys on camping trips.
He said that he slept naked because it was the only way you should do it, stay warm. You'd stay warmer. That's what he told us, but he would do it every time, every outing. I didn't even know that was inappropriate.
Michael and 5 other boys later helped Cowan move from Redlands, California to Bullhead City, Arizona.
And that's when it all happened.
He says Cowan gave them alcohol before bedtime.
Wait, what? Why would the parents allow their children to help this grown man go move? Now, why would they do that? Did they not know that their little boys were getting touched at these camps? And then you're going to send them off to go help this man move? These parents were the worst. Shame on these parents. This was a setup. They set this camp leader up. They set him up. Darn parents.
I wake up to someone crouched beside the bed, crawled up on his knees, reaching up under the covers with his hand in my privates.
He says the same thing happened to his younger brother and the other boys.
Then all of a sudden, boom, the dark side of it comes out, and it's just like, wow, devastating.
Boy Scouts created this trusting environment. It was really apple pie and good for everybody. That was an open door for individuals who would use that trust to take advantage of kids.
Marcy Hamilton and her team with the nonprofit group Child USA reviewed thousands of cases of sex abuse in scouting and found more than 71% of the victims were abused multiple times, and almost 2/3 of the accused abusers stayed in scouting after being reported to Boy Scouts.
Wait, what? They stayed? They wanted it. More than a third stayed even after reporting it? Disgusting. They wanted it. Where were the parents? Why would they allow them to go back? Shame on the parents. They stayed. Even after reporting, they stayed. They wanted it. They wanted it. They wanted it. They got their cookies. They got to go on their campings. They wanted it. They stayed. Even after reporting it, they stayed. Shame on them.
It's just wrong all the way around. It's terrible.
Michael says they confronted Cowan, got out of there, and when they went home, figured that was the end of it.
I didn't even dream he would have another troop.
There was not a lot of parenting going on in my household.
Scott Powell was 11 when he joined Craig Cowan's Boy Scout troop in Bullhead City.
Yeah, he came off as a father figure. He had a Pong game. I think he had the first microwave oven in Bullhead City. So he was kind of this cool guy that took an interest in all aspects of my life.
Scott says Cowan was a physician's assistant and gave all the boys physicals before summer camp.
So he said, okay, I need to do the hernia exam again. Then from there, he started to manually manipulate me. And I got a little freaked out. He said, it's built up in there. We got to get it out, or it's going to eventually affect your ability to have kids in the future.
He says Cowan was persistent with the ruse and did the same thing 4, sometimes 6 times a week for 4 years.
Back then, school counselors, nobody ever talked to kids about what's appropriate and what's not.
At one point, he and his mom moved in with Cowan, relocating to Henderson, Nevada. Then she moved out and got married, leaving Scott behind.
I didn't know anything about foster homes. I didn't know anything about.
I am so speechless. Did y'all hear that? The mother moved in with this camp leader, which I'm just hold on, cause I need to articulate what I'm gonna say, because I know everybody's like, what the hell? Okay, look, check this out. She didn't know, but you see the stupid moves as a parent that we can make because we're not privy to stuff going on with our child. This woman moved her children in with the abuser. Because unbeknownst to her, she didn't know her son was getting abused by the man. Then I just don't want to believe knowingly she did that. Okay? I just pray to God not. But this is why I'm telling you, and I hope you guys are comprehending, it's stupid to keep asking where were the parents in situations, because 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, they didn't know. I hope not. I hope she didn't know. I hope she didn't know.
Where I might end up living if not there.
Time doesn't heal. 50 years later, it doesn't matter. The pain's still there.
Attorney Ken Rothweiler is with the Abused in Scouting Coalition, representing up to 50,000 survivors.
Like the Catholic Church, the Boy Scouts knew about these pedophiles going back years.
BSA declined our request for an interview, saying the Child USA study is biased because it's funded by Abused in Scouting firms. They released a statement saying, "We care deeply about all victims and sincerely apologize to anyone harmed during their time in Scouting. We are outraged there have been times when individuals took advantage of our programs to abuse innocent children."
Nobody knew more about the risk to your child than the Boy Scouts. And they weren't telling the parents, and they weren't keeping the next child safe.
Wait, what? What was that, Gigatus? The Boy Scouts were not telling the parents. We're not keeping the parents informed to save the next child. Oh. Wait a minute. Don't you mean the parents were not informing other people to keep other kids informed? What's in the adults? The responsibility wasn't in the parents. It was in the adults.
Safe. And so that's recklessness. That's not just negligence.
The Boy Scouts' confidential perversion files go back more than 100 years. Shortly after forming in 1910, BSA started tracking convicted pedophiles and allegations of abuse in their ranks. They finally adopted a 2-deep rule in 1987, requiring 2 adults at all activities, but didn't start running background checks for another 7 years and waited until 2010 to adopt a policy for mandatory reporting to law enforcement.
I did see him on the news.
Scott says he tried to report his abuse years later when he saw Cowan being arraigned for felony child porn charges in 1996. Cowan was convicted, but not for anything he did in Scouting. He died in 2009.
The only way that I could see justice happening is to undo what was done. Anything short of that is not justice, it's just punishment.
Scott says no settlement can make up for what Cowan stole from him.
My whole junior high and high school experience.
Did y'all hear that? I just want to get that through everybody's thick skull. No titties, no fake booty, no money, no $10,000 allowances, no shopping spree. It's going to take away from what these men, women, girls, boys went through. This is the reason why I created Where Are the Parents Wednesdays, because you guys are not comprehending it. I'm showing you a total situation. Let me get plugged back in, baby, because all this jumping and skipping and hopping is not becoming. I'm showing you guys stuff that's been hiding in plain eyesight. This been going on since they started the daggone Boy Scouts. It's been going on since they started. So shame on these parents. They should have did their due diligence to look up the Boy Scouts to see if they had any sexual predators, right?
No, because who is thinking by sending their child off for an opportunity like Boy Scouts that they got to be concerned? Who would thought that the Peapod Piper will put his nasty pee in these girls and these boys and these women and these men, and also beat them, molest them, sodomize them, and do all of what they did? You really think a parent is going to sign on a dotted line for their child to get beat, abused, molested, sodomized, raped? You got to be oblivious. I was in Girl Scouts. Sure was. I sure was. I went to the camp. I shared my story with everybody about me peeing on myself. And I ran off and they were trying to get me together or whatever. I didn't have no bad experiences. Well, nobody trying to mess with me. But my mom signed a consent for me to go. And I lied to her about me peeing on myself and put it on one of the scout leaders. We lie as children. We lie as adults.
Experience.
Yeah, that's really tough. That's real tough. I mean, that really bothers me.
Michael is still deeply disturbed how widespread the abuse was across the organization.
I wish I would have known to, I'd been more vocal about, scream something, to somebody. Where I live now, there's a big BSA camp over here. But every time I see it and I go by it, it's like the hair on the back of my neck. I'm like, God, I hope the kids are okay.
BSA says their Chapter 11 filing will help them restructure to carry out its mission for years to come.
I've lived with it for a lot of years. It's just devastating.
Like Scott, Michael's ready for it to all be over so he can put this behind him for good and hopes others will come forward to find healing as well.
I hope that it helps.
Child USA is also working with survivors.
Child. Okay. Anyways, y'all. Let me let y'all hear this last video and then we're gonna wrap this up, you guys. This is so sad.
The Boy Scouts are an organization that was created by an act of Congress. They have a level of authority, a level of command that reaches the top. They're responsible. They're the ones who put these predators in positions of authority, in positions of trust. And the Boy Scouts and the parents who trusted their children to this institution were let down. We started this investigation of abuse in scouting about the time that the Boy Scouts announced that they were going to think about declaring for bankruptcy. We realized that there were a number of people around the country who had never come forward. And we reached out in a campaign to try and let these people know that it was okay to come forward. And if they didn't do it now, they might lose their rights forever.
Countless innocent children were sexually molested by adult Scout leaders. We are attorneys representing survivors of Scout leader sexual abuse. If you were abused in a scouting program, you are not alone. Come forward and get the help and healing you deserve.
The Boy Scouts have known about this abuse for decades and even more than a century, because the Boy Scouts started in the early 1900s. It takes someone at the top to indicate that this is something we're going to keep close to the vest. We're not going to go to the authorities, because if we allow it to get out there, we're going to lose members, we're going to lose scouts, we're going to lose money, and the Boy
Yo. Yo. We can't let this get to the authorities because we're going to lose scouts. We're going to lose members. We're going to lose money. Y'all crying out the parents. And y'all are crying out the parents. When this a whole, hold on. When this a whole octopus right here. Bigger than R. Kelly. With these scout leaders involved. And you guys are yelling out, where are the parents? And this man says, we can't lose members. We can't lose scouts. We're going to lose money. It's all about the money. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Boy Scouts have kept files on those who have been reported called the perversion files, which is sort of a sick name, and they've kept them secret.
Hold on 1 second. Sherlock, homegirl, hello. But no offense, I think you're missing it. Okay? You can tie your children to your hip. Eventually, they're going to grow up. A lot of these cases, when it came to R. Kelly, were not kids. They were grown. And sometimes our children have to experience life for situations like this that they're properly equipped for. You're not going to be able to keep your children strapped in a house for the rest of their lives. So it's up to you as a parent, while you can, to instill as much of knowledge and everything in them as you can. But even then, they still can fall subject and prey to circumstances. I did. My mom didn't play. I still lied to her. I still became 16 and pregnant. My choice, not hers. My mom wasn't at that dude's house. I was. Those boys that went to Boy Scouts, their parents weren't there. Those grown men that were messing with them were. So, you know. Okay, let me get back to this.
And now we have more individuals that have been identified by the people who have contacted us, more people than were actually in the perversion files. There were about 7,000 files kept by the Boy Scouts. We know from experience that one abuser doesn't just abuse one child. A pedophile usually abuses multiple people. We have youngsters that are minors, that are 8, 9, 10 years old, and we have elderly people who are in their 70s, 80s, and we even had some people in their 90s who, for the first time, have acknowledged that this happened to them when they were in scouting. There's been a movement throughout the country to open up the statute of limitations for sexual abuse victims. And the legislation that has passed in New York, New Jersey, and is pending in California and Montana, all of those states are now allowing victims to come forward regardless of when their abuse occurred and present claims to whomever was the abuser or the institution that housed these abusers and that did not do anything that they should have done to expose these abusers. The Boy Scouts generally say they're sorry, but sorry doesn't do anything. Part of this project of reaching out to Boy Scouts who have been abused is to prevent it from happening again. Whether it will be the end of the Boy Scouts, we don't know, but they will have to answer to all of these victims. And if that means that they will go out of business and that there will no longer be a place where pedophiles can find a home and find victims, then I think many of the victims would be happy about that.
Wow. So, yeah, you guys, like, wow. Whew. Sad. 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 I had a few more articles, but I didn't want this to drag on to be longer than what it should. I just want to turn to you guys and get into these comments and see what you guys think about everything. Look. Like I said, I come to you guys every Wednesday. I'm going to come to you guys every Wednesday with these stories because I just want to bring things into perspective. Now, look, say, hey, if you're a perfect parent, man, you're the real MVP. But I don't know a perfect parent out there, because if you're perfect, then you're better than God. Yeah. See, his children, Adam and Eve, yeah, they defied him in the Garden of Eden, and this garden was beautiful, had everything they needed. But see, this serpent came in, not wiggling on the ground, because I mean, who would? But walking straight up. Probably looked familiar. Probably said everything he had to say. Eve. Yeah. See, that's called separation. He saw the weaker vessel. No shade, women. We are that when it comes to our mate. And I'm okay with that. You can be strong by yourself. Pulled the weakness from the two out. It caused her to be used to weaken the strength. Oh, it worked. Then all hell literally broke loose. Those were God's children. Shame on God. Didn't he know the devil was roaming? I guess he didn't equip his kids good enough. I guess he was a bad parent choice. He took his eye off of them too long and allowed that serpent to come in. Shame on him. So by all means, if you better than God, you could have taught him a thing of two. So do I sit here and say that every parent did phenomenal with decision making when it comes to certain things that they possibly did in lieu of R. Kelly or any situation? No. But I do stand on the simple fact of the matter that no parent is perfect. You do know that, right? You ain't perfect. I guarantee you I can find some bad areas in your child that I would turn my nose up to, that your family already turning their nose up to, child. So how dare you raise your nose up to another parent when your stuff don't smell like roses, boo-boo? Yeah, nah. We witnessed over 82,000 cases. Bigger, grander than the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church, the Boy Scouts had greater numbers than the Catholic Church. With documents, consents from parents. Who we also can hear countless of times in articles and videos. They never told the parents. They never told the authorities. One we heard, the child told the police. Because the camp leaders, they were not. The camp leaders knew what was going on and said nothing to the parents. How, as a parent, can I do something if I don't know? If my child falls outside and scrapes her knee and then just runs around the neighborhood with a bloody knee, and you like, why she got her child running around her? I didn't know. If I knew, I would have cleaned it up and put a Band-Aid on it, and I probably wouldn't have allowed her to go back outside. But when we sit and we hear countless of these stories, Boy Scouts, and people can still sit back and say, well, shame on those parents because they should have been around their kids. Okay. Good luck with that. I can't do it. Mama got to work. And if you did, you could. Look, man, say. Teach me how you do it. Teach me your ways. Because even the president, the love of y'all life, Barack Obama, had to work. And his kids were not in the White House in the Oval Office sitting there on the benches watching him work. And I do recall the older one had a blunt in her mouth. Did she not? Shame on Obama. That dag Michelle, they're ratchet, horrible parents. And then the little one was dressed like a hoochie. Just horrible parenting. At the end of the day, if we continue the same energy that we're experiencing, you will never know that your child has been touched. You will never hear the story until they are trying to off themselves because of the trauma that they're enduring, or because they're on their deathbed and they decide to confess it. Okay? We heard how they didn't say anything until they were 90 years old. 90. They kept that secret until they were 90 years old. Yo. Just don't get it. I'm about to put the link in the chat. Now is your time. I want to hear from you. Don't be shy. Okay? Tap in. Okay? The link is in the description box. I'm on the scene down below. Let me hear what you guys have to say, okay? In the meantime, in between time, woo, we did it. We made over 5K, you guys. Shouts out to you guys. Thank you guys so very much, okay? So the link is in the chat, okay? Let me hear from you, like for real. I'm not finna yell at you, scream, holler at you. You know, we can have opposite opinion, but know that with your opinion comes another one, okay? And it's okay. Say it with your chest. You're okay, okay? But the link is in the description box. The description. It's in the chat box, okay? So click it and come on in, okay? Tap, 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 tap in. Let me see what you guys got to say in the comments, however. G says, at some point in time, you trust your child's safety to others. You are not always there. Thank you. I got to do it with my babies at school. I want them to get the proper education. I can't have my child here. I try. That pandemic showed me that I am not the real MVP. I'm sure, no. I can't do it. I can't do it. See, I know my limits. I know what God has blessed me with, and that ain't one. She also says, no matter how you raise your kids, they will always keep a secret or two. Yes, I had several. Yeah, sure did. Hey, Plug is in the building. She says, what about at school? Oh, okay. Okay, I see you responding. Promise Plug says, I promise ain't none of y'all better than the true and living God. Period. Bonnie says, Sherlock, the parents believe they were in Cheryl Mack's care, not his. Thank you. She says, I would say my mom went on all of my 8th grade trips. She wasn't with me the whole time, though, but in the areas, mom has good PTO back then. Yeah, I mean, my mom didn't, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if she was there, it don't matter. If I wanted to do something, I was going to make it happen, period, poo. What are we talking about? Wait a minute. Now, you can't be talking about my prayers like that. Now, leave Michelle's husband alone. I'm just saying. Like, I mean, are we going to talk about some parents? We're going to talk about the parents. Continuously Evolving says, there was a motion to keep the parents out of the case. If I can find it again, I will find the specific number of the motion. For who? You talking about the Boy Scouts? Because that's what we're talking about. Or are you talking about the R. Kelly thing? Because that's not true. I would love for you to find this motion, but it wasn't true to keep any parents out because they had nothing to put them in to begin with. They did a discovery and they didn't find anything. And that was by Mr. Koenig, the defense attorney himself. You might want to tune in to the video from last night, and he said it out his mouth. He said it was nothing that they found that caused the parents to be involved at all. But thank you for that. See what else is you guys saying. She said, I love that one nail, girl. Child, I'm taking these mugs off. Don't talk about my nails. I'm going to get them done. Katie says they had to prove relevance. Couldn't find any. They couldn't. Canick said that. We're not saying this. This is what Canick said. They couldn't find anything on the parents. I don't think there was a motion, but they didn't have anything that was relevant to the case, I believe. Thank you. They did not, G. I don't recall no motion either. But you find it, send it to me. And you can send it right here to reviewswithwhitneyD@gmail.com, and I will put it out there. I definitely will. Okay. If you find this motion, send it to me and we'll go over it because I went on over all the other motions. Okay. See what else you guys do. Bonnie Janae says people need to admit that they blame others and not the predators because they are fans. Child, and we heard here in the whole Boy Scout situation that no one said anything about that either. But yeah, they love them some R. Kelly. Don't know the man, but they adore him. He made them believe that they can fly. He made them step in the name of love. Although their relationship was dysfunctional as hell, but they made them step in love. Okay, he made them, touch booties and stuff. Made them believe age wasn't nothing but a number. I mean, we can go on. Oh, we're going to expose him too. I'm exposing all of them. When it comes to this whole where were the parents, all of them getting exposed. We're just creeping through. All of them. A lot of them rock stars and white men had younger women. But see, the difference is that their parents, oh yeah, we're going to talk about it. Their parents were in it for the money. Their parents signed on the dotted line and actually exchanged. Yeah, their parents were okay with that. And y'all over here beating and bashing these people and want to sit here and say we're trying to take the black man down. But see, in those situations with them, they didn't go through this. Excuse me, and weirdly enough, I didn't hear any stories of any of them being young and getting abused by these older men that were. You got some, but I'm just saying. That's why it wasn't an outrage. And I guarantee you heard it here. And I've said this before. Had R. Kelly did good by those young girls, none would be the wiser. It wouldn't have been a problem. Because let's be real. This has been going on in the world. It's been going on in the world. I remember being in junior high school and seeing high school kids up there. My homegirl had a high school boyfriend. I remember that, and it was cool. It was edgy. We all know about kissing cousins and, ooh, your cousin cute and fine and stuff like that. So, child, please. Told y'all, R. Kelly is Ray Ray down the street, or cousin Peanut that everybody know how he get down, but don't nobody say anything. G. Dare said, Darden said, sometimes people just want to live and trust the machine because it means more to them than the individual who was abused. Wow. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. G also says, it's like free Pookie until Pookie robs me and mine. Oh! Like, for real. I'll be seeing all these free little Willie, and then you come to find out that Willie shot this old lady, somebody granny, was trying to rob her, and she wasn't giving up her bag, and so he shot, and they, free little Willie! Oh, and it's like, no, keep that nigga in jail. Yeah, no, throw away the key. And that's why I be telling people, y'all gotta have that same energy when it's in your backyard. Have that same energy. And I guarantee you it's probably already in your neck of the woods. Hello. Probably not want to tell you anything because you're so squeaky clean. And if they was to reveal this to you, mommy, daddy would be so upset. So I'll be quiet. Then I grow up and shoot up a school because I'm so angry and so hurt. Or I'll grow up and I'll be a rapist. Or I'll grow up and be abusive to my girlfriend because I'm angry because she reminds me of the person who abused me. Or I'll grow up and I'll be a whore because I'm promiscuous because I got taught so young. Or I'll grow up and I'll be quiet, standoffish, introvert. I'll grow up and I'll be a mama's boy, a daddy's girl. When the word of God says that when I was a child, I played with childish things, but when I became an adult, I pushed away those childish things. And when man and two are joined, they leave their mother and their father and they become one. Yeah, see, I'm equipped in mind to be able to survive without me. And that means that I'm going to be getting up in their ear and letting them know about predators and perverts. And I got to trust that my teaching will manifest. And if it don't, I did my best, because at that point, it's in the hands of them and God. And sometimes our children have their own walks. But while they're in my zone, where I see them and I can be around them and inhabit them, I will do due diligence to make sure that they're the best that they can be. But what do I know? I'm a crappy parent, you know. Vonnie says that too. Good point. The abuse set this case apart for sure. And that's why I don't compare him to Hugh Hefner. Two, because he treated his girls well. And none of them were underage. I have to disagree just a little bit. Some of them were underage. We just didn't know. Because they did that, they weren't abused and they had nothing to report. But they were underage. And, you know, that's another story. I missed something. I don't know if you're in here really still. She says, Whitney, I love your channel. I am on here like every day now. Great coverage for the R. Kelly trial as well as the book Solar Coaster. Thank you so very much. I'm happy you are enjoying it. Continue to watch. I'm telling you guys, it's more to me. It's more facets of Whitney DTV. So don't be just deadlocked on R. Kelly, because like this, you know, this is information I brought to you guys about the Boy Scouts, okay? And nobody's talking about stuff like this. So We already got our verdict. I'm not going to keep reading transcripts and stuff to you guys because it's done. It's done. Let's move forward. Now we need to start doing preventative measures. I don't just talk about this. I'm about it. This is something that I literally lived. I was abused myself. Okay. And I actually did a whole documentary. Okay. Alongside 2 other women, as well as a male. And we told our stories. So this is not just something that I just spew out the side of my behind. You know what I'm saying? This is something I live, and this is something I actually put forth an effort for. Okay, that's the link in the chat down below if you guys would like to check it out. It's called When Time Stopped. I produced it, I directed it, and edited it, all of it alongside of my husband. So check it out. Okay, you have professionals in there, psychologists, and they tell you how these things can affect your psyche, your body, all of that. So check it out, you guys. When Time Stop. Let me get back into these comments. Sorry, Nicole, I had jumped away. She says, Whitney, you have made me not be so judgmental. As a former R. Kelly supporter, I commend you for telling the exact truth. Body fluids? What a depraved mind, to say the least. On the audio, what you guys have to understand as we jump back into R. Kelly's situation, and eventually we're going to be able to see what they saw. They had a list, you guys, of evidence. We were only privy to, and I told y'all this, and y'all gonna start listening to me over here, or not. They had a whole list of evidence, and as I was reading transcripts, I was telling y'all, okay, it'll say like, you know, published to jury only, published to jury on, published to public. What was published to public, we were privy to. What was published to the jury, they were privy to. On top of that, they were privy to everything. Okay. And they had a whole list of evidence that they watched. Why you think it took so less of time to deliberate and come up with a verdict? They literally saw him urinating on these victims. Y'all forget he recorded everything? So I don't understand why people are still out there talking about DNA wasn't proven. That was proven. That's a lie. They had an analysis on stand. I read the transcripts, if I'm not mistaken. If not, I got them. And he went through all of that and said it was, without a shadow of doubt, R. Kelly's semen. On top of that, there were videos. If nobody was on trial and they just sat there and just binge watched them videos, it was a wrap. So I just don't understand why people are still putting that out there in the ether. Let it go. If I see one other side team member on their channel and say, you know what? Chalk it up. We'll take that L. They proved their case. We're going to head on to Illinois and, you know, support him from there. No. Nobody. Nobody at all. It's a conspiracy. They had no DNA. It was just like, dang, Gina, like, God, like, let it go. Let it go. I mean, gosh, God dang, like, let it go. Like, it's done. He was proven on all counts. Not a one. And y'all are still refusing to take that. But if it was the opposite, y'all would be jucking and jiving. I remember, what's this? Sharnette says, I remember being younger and going to grandma's house. And my mother saying, don't you be between his legs, my grandfather's leg, my grandma's husband. Don't let him give you a horsey ride. Or she was so serious. Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying. That's that Ray. that everybody knows is a Chester molester, but nobody says anything. Just stay away from them. We had it too, I'm telling you. Sherlock says, I can tell you I had a mama throw her child going, had a man throw her child going with a grown man in his wife's face. But then that would make my point to, well, just be open to every parent, don't really care. I didn't say that. I said to make sure that you put the attention on those that are doing wrong. But you can't couple in all parents as all of them knew better. All of them knew what was going on. Shame on all those parents. And if you notice, that's what everybody still are saying now. When there's no proven evidence that any of the parents were involved in a criminal activity, but y'all still want to say them parents had something to do with it. Like, that's stupid. Not you, Miss Sherlock, but I'm just saying, I saw some other video. I saw some other YouTubers, male now, saying the same thing. And it's like, and that was in the late 70s. Yep. Sherlock says, I can say I reported a girl going with a man and lost my job teaching. But that is for another day, sis. See? You see? You got in trouble for telling it. That's our point. Why did you get in trouble? Why didn't that person get in trouble for doing it, for being a pedo? Believe me, it could be for school clothes or for fame. Them parents were willing participant. Kelly can stay where he at. Okay, I'm gonna stop entertaining you, Miss Sherlock. Okay, because ain't no willing parent. Now that's gonna get me upset. Ain't no willing parent gonna subject their child to that. And then you're saying all parents. That's not right. And I'm not gonna entertain that. I'm not. Katie says, I love the documentary. Thank you. What part did you like? Tell me, what part did you like? G says, Sherlock, would you have the parents of the abused Boy Scouts be charged? Honest question. Cece, she says, sorry I'm late. Hey, Whitney. Hey, y'all. Hey, girl. Yes, the plug actually tells her story on there. That's her along with another woman. We tell our stories as well as a man. And I'm telling y'all, child. Shantae says, I'm in the middle of your documentary. Can I say you are one brave woman with a beautiful soul? Oh, thank you. Thank you. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. I wasn't always like that. I went through scrutiny in my family growing up. And I think that's why I'm so passionate now. I was called fast. I'm like, the hell? How am I fast? I don't even know half the stuff I'm doing, but I was taught. But I'm fast because this nigga growing up, crawling up on me. But I'm fast. I wanted it. Wanted what? I didn't even know about sex and stuff like that, hunching and stuff like that. But I wanted it. And where was my parents? I'll see. I was about to say who it was. I was at a relative house. I guess my mama shouldn't let me be a kid and be involved with this other relative of mine. And shame on me, right? For laying down at 8. Nicole says, after getting away with things for so long, Kelly felt he could do anything he wanted with no accountability. That made him extra dangerous. And we heard what Azriel had to say in regards to the situation. He knew what he was doing to be wrong, but he didn't want to get help. And anybody that tried to go there with him about it, you got fired. or you got a fine. You got held accountable. CC says, I watched your documentary today. It was great. When this live is over, I'm going to go back and comment and share. You are super talented. The production was excellent. Thank you, girl. I'm gonna have to tell my members behind the scene how that whole thing went. I'm gonna have to show you guys some behind the scene footage and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, it was a lot. When I tell you the enemy test me, hey, Miss Rogers, Miss Kelly Rogers, Faith's mama's in the building. What's up, Mama Kelly? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Do I see a troll in the building? Oh, y'all trolls coming out. Why? Why y'all coming out? Go back. This ain't the channel for you. Like, why waste y'all time? Turn your behind. Oh, say, turn your behind. 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 If you don't like us, turn your behind. Why come to a channel that you don't like? Just is asinine. I'm starting to believe you guys are wacky packs. I don't go on nobody's channel. Can't nobody say they ever really see me in their comments besides the people that I roll with. Plain as Shame, the Bishop, Princess. I mean, I can go on, but I don't go on to the other side's channel. I don't talk about them. I don't do none of that. But y'all seem to carry y'all broke board behinds over here. For what? For what? Why? Go play in the hospital somewhere or in the street. Got no likes. No likes. None. Jeez. Child. Anyways, can we have a dance break with the interview remix asking for a friend? What was I about to say? Y'all didn't get to see the interview. It was at the beginning. It was of AZRIEL. I'll play it again real quick since we're just having Q&A. So we'll play it real quick. I'm just saying, like, for real, like, tear your behind. Tear your behind. Tear your behind. Tear your behind. Don't come over here. If you don't like us, we don't give a damn. We're doing us. Tear your behind. Nah. Tear your behind. Tear your behind. Tear your behind. We don't care. We don't give a damn. I said, don't give a damn. We don't give a damn. I said, don't give a damn. We don't give a damn. We don't give a damn. Let me share my screen, y'all. I'm telling y'all, Loco and Cabeza, keep playing with me. You're going to find the other side, and you're not going to like it too much. Okay? Let me mute this.
R. Kelly's defense attorney said after the verdict came in that R. Kelly was surprised that he was found guilty. Are you surprised that he was found guilty and that he was actually angry?
Wow.
And surprised that he was found guilty?
I feel like, I know that he knows that he is guilty. People told him. People tried to warn him. People tried to help him. He didn't care. He was selfish. He was greedy. He was a pedophile. And he never, not once, wanted to get help.
You said people tried to warn him. What do you mean? How so?
Meaning like assistants. They would tell him, these people are minors. You can't be flying these people in. I don't know what you're doing with them, but...
And his response would be?
Mind your business. You're fined, or you're fired. That's the only options that he would give people that worked for him. And I feel like it's very disturbing for him to sit and think that he is still innocent when he knows of all the trauma that he's put us through.
R. Kelly's defense attorney said after the verdict came in that R. Kelly was surprised that he was found guilty.
Mm.
Are you surprised that he was found guilty and that he was actually angry?
Wow.
And surprised that he was found guilty?
I feel like, I know that he knows that he is guilty. People told him. People tried to warn him. People tried to help him. He didn't care. He was selfish. He was greedy. He was a pedophile. And he never, not once, wanted to get help.
You said people tried to warn him. What do you mean? How so?
Meaning like assistants. They would tell him, these people are minors. You can't be flying these people in. I don't know what you're doing with them, but...
And his response would be?
Mind your business. You're fined, or you're fired. That's the only options that he would give people that worked for him. And I feel like it's very disturbing for him to sit and think that he is still innocent when he knows of all the trauma that he's put us through.
Okay. Seems like it done froze. I'm about to wait now for those darkness. Is it frozen? It's frozen? Oh no, it's not. Okay, child. I'm up here watching the playback on my phone, and baby, the screen. I said, oh, because you know what? It was paused, y'all. Look now. Okay, get coming. Okay. So y'all heard that, and shouts out to AZRIEL. Good for her. Okay, good for her. Good job. I knew I couldn't say nothing though. I couldn't say nothing though. Okay. I unsubscribe all his support channels. I mean, because like now it's like I said, nobody's saying like, you know what? Look, we take that L. Yeah. And I wanted to address this because people were like, and this was earlier, people were saying, I see it now in the comments. Oh my gosh, her face has aged and stuff like that. Y'all, first and foremost, traumatic situations, demonic situations, oh yeah, they age you. You got to understand that she just got re-traumatized by sitting on the stand. Yeah. She got re-traumatized. She ain't seen this man in years, and she sits before him and got to tell about all the stuff that this Negro was doing. And he like, so I think, like I said this earlier, she looks like victory to me. She looks like freedom to me. She looks like a hair toss to me. Okay. So look, child. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm just saying. It's stress. It's stressful. It's a stressful time. Stressful time. I don't look at any of that, because ain't none of these victims been just looking fabulous. Why would you? Then y'all gonna be talking about, oh, she's no victim. She's smiling. So if she would have went up there, yeah, he said what? Y'all would be on her ass about that too. She looked very well composed, had her hair flattened, had a little makeup on, had a suit on. She looked very together. Still had that little feistiness when Gayle said what she said. She was like, Like, what more do y'all want from this girl? Excuse me, this young lady. Chad, why y'all think my eye like this? Stress. Shit. Get me started. I wasn't born like this. Hell, stress, baby. Make you tick, 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 tick. Okay? Oh, okay. Shoot. Sorry to hear that. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Again, here's the link. And to be honest with you guys, I know y'all hear me joke and stuff a lot. That's why. This is heavy. Okay? And the joy of the Lord is my strength. So y'all see all this joy of me laughing because I'm reloaded. Yeah, you can't break me. Okay, so I'm good. So if you can't gather all of this joy to tell your behind. I wanted to say something else, but you better be lucky Mama Kelly's in here and she's a woman of gold. But I will be like, tell your okay, you can go because I'm gonna be loud, I'm gonna be smiley, I'm gonna be silly because God is good. Okay, so here you go, y'all. Here goes the link. You guys can tap in. Hey, I see them pancakes. Shouts out to Planet Jane because baby, she flooded my last live. I said, I'm not even hungry. And I'm seeing all these pancakes, but dadgummit, bring me the syrup. Bring that, boy. I wanted some daggone pancakes. So shouts out to the Planet Jane. You just left Bible study, Miss Kelly. Let me see. Whitney's mods don't play. Whitney's mods don't play. Baby. My mods, mount up. They play not. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. I got a text that came through. I don't know if I can tell y'all who it was. Oh, Miss Karen J, thank you for the cash out. Y'all do see that down there, right? I got one good eye and I can still see it, okay? It's right here, okay? Tell me what you think and run me mama. No, I'm just playing. Y'all okay. I'm just playing. Thank you for the donation. Thank you, Miss Karen. Okay. The interview has not came out. That was a teaser. It's coming out tomorrow morning. So you guys, matter of fact, let me show y'all. Oh, let me make it small. Okay, so you guys can see. I'm sorry, y'all. We're just shooting the ish right now. Come in. I shared the link with you guys, but I'm behind on the comments, so don't judge me. But she's gonna be on GAYLE King tomorrow. It says exclusive. GAYLE King sits down with AZRIEL Clary, who was a minor when she met R. Kelly, for her first interview since testifying against him. He was selfish. He was greedy. He was a pedophile. And he never, not once, wanted to get help. Tomorrow, CBS Mornings, okay? So, excuse me. So this was just a teaser, okay? This was just a teaser. We got somebody that wants to come on or whatever. What up? What up, G?
What up? What up? What up? What up? Whitney, you didn't have to look so disappointed that it was me, girl.
You said what, baby?
I said you didn't have to look so disappointed that it was me in the background. Girl, go on now.
Whatever.
I'm playing.
Buckethead.
Right. Don't do me like that. But I let you too. So first, like I said, like I always say, thank you for being you. Thank you for being transparent. Thank you for just sharing your life, yourself, your experiences with us. It means a lot to a lot of people who have not ever said anything and may not ever say anything, but it gives comfort to those who have something to say. You know. Two, congratulations again. Party time. Right. Congratulations on everything, your subscribers, your mention in the columns and all that kind of stuff. Whoop whoop. All that. Okay, so my genuine question for you is this. If you were to ever come across in real life, not outside these YouTube streets, but in the actual streets, somebody just happens to recognize you and they say, hey man, I still think he's innocent. You know, they ain't got no evidence, they ain't said nothing, they got all the people up there lying and all that. What do you say to those folks? I mean, we've gone through all these weeks and weeks of reading transcripts, of cross-referencing things, this, that, and the other. When you come and I think we've all seen, you know, instances of those supporters. They're distraught, they're crying, they're falling out, they're passing out, they're trying to bring up case study and extra laws to pass the canic and all this kind. I mean, we've seen it. Like, I'm not going to say it's ridiculous, but it's kind of ridiculous. But we've seen it, you know. So if you were to ever cross these people in real life, let's just say you out, you know, shopping at Macy's or whatever, and they say, hey, Whitney D, let me tell you something. This man is innocent, and I'm going to tell you why. Because everybody up on that stand was lying.
Right.
They don't have nothing to tell you that they were lying. But what do you say? You know, again, we've read the testimonies. We've read what actually came out of court. We've seen some of the exhibits that were published to the public. You know, we just had the transcript of one of the videos that was. You can't refute a transcript of a video that the jury was shown. But I'm not going to say that again. Okay, I'm not going to say that again. I'm not going to say it again out loud. But if I had to say it again out loud, you can't refute a transcript of a video that was shown to the jury. But I'm not going to say it again. But if I were to say it again, you can't refute a transcript of a video that was shown to the jury. But I'm not going to say it again. Okay? But if one of these people were to happen to find you at the Waffle House, the nearest Waffle Crack, if somebody were just to happen to find you at the nearest Waffle Crack, what would you say? You know, would you even engage them? Or I know you're not going to scroll back through all the PDFs on your phone to say, well, on page 372,000 of such and such and such and such, she had actually said. I know you're not going to do that. But how would you honestly engage with someone who is just so pro him that they can't even understand the fact that when they say there's no evidence, there actually was? How would you do that? Because I find myself on these folks' pages and I see them crying and I see them bawling and I see the eyes is red and the faces is puffy and I don't know what to do, y'all. I'm so distraught. And I'm not making fun of their pain. You know me. I'm not, you know me. I'm not one of them folks.
At all.
But what do you do when somebody who is in so much, who is so distraught over somebody they've never met? And here's the argument, right? Here's the argument. Well, hold on, let me back up. Sorry, I'm not gonna. Let me not say that. Okay. I know somebody who knew somebody who went through something similar. You know what
Right. Uh-oh.
Can
Did
you
we
hear me?
lose?
Wait.
Okay. Yeah, we lost you for a second, but you're back. Can
Am
you
I
hear
still
me?
here?
Yeah, you still here. Can you hear us? You good?
Hold on, Whit.
Okay.
I think I might. Hold on. Let me go out and come back in because I just got a call I had to decline. Hold on one second.
Okay. While we wait on G, the link is in the description. I mean, in the chat, you guys. Tap in. Let me put it right here. And someone asked where you could, Mississippi Mama. Just for everybody, you can find my documentary. I actually put the link in the chat. You can scroll down. Somebody grab it and send it to her. However, if you want to find it, search on in my videos. Just put in the search bar "When Time Stopped." Better yet, let me do this for y'all. Let me You know what? I low-key want to watch this with y'all. But we ain't got time. But let me just share my screen real quick. G, I see you, baby. Give me 1 second, love. So this is the video right here. Uh-oh. This is When Time Stopped, okay? G, I'm gonna add you. Okay, hold on 1 second, love. I'm gonna play just a little bit of it, but this is my documentary. Okay. So
we're basically
growing up. It's hard to say. I was kind of quiet but promiscuous to the things went on in my life, but then also like intelligent and smart as well. So I was still able to balance and keep a good head on my shoulder, but pull down and just taken advantage of. And at that point, I mean, I'm not knowing what I'm doing. I'm just laying there and just, letting him have his way.
I mean, of course, I was like, well, what's going on here? But I didn't think anything was wrong. Of course, he would be like, don't tell anybody, don't tell your mama. You're going to get in trouble, things of that nature. So that was the first memory that I can remember at the age of 7 being touched inappropriately.
Dang, I wish I was like other males around me because I grew up in a really tough neighborhood. And so, I was like, I wish I was more like them. They had girlfriends and this and that. They would tell their stories about their first time, but, I can't tell them about my first time because, it's really something that I didn't want to do. So after that, I tried with girls and stuff. Well, with the girl he tried. And my dad was like, is there something you want to tell me? And I'm like, no, absolutely not. What do you mean? And he's like, is there something you want to tell me? And so he said, well, I want to ask you, are you gay? And I was
to get on top of me and punch me, if you will, or grind me or what have you. And I just remember not knowing what to do. I was so uncomfortable. Even to this moment, it kind of makes me uncomfortable just, talking about it. But not for nothing, it was just like, now it was no penetration. None of my experiences have been, I can't say I've been raped or anything to that nature.
That the truth about childhood sexual abuse or sexual assault at any age, the most common response is actually to be hypersexual. And so I just want to put that out there that you are not in the minority, you're actually in the majority. So know that you're not alone. And I know a lot of you out there watching this video who haven't gone through this are thinking, isn't that like the opposite? Isn't that counterintuitive? Why would someone who was harmed sexually as a child or at some point in their life then turn around and be hypersexual? Why would they do that? Why would they hurt themselves with the very thing that hurt them in the beginning? And there are many reasons that we do it. The first is that it's a way to regain control, to take it back. Many of my clients have told me that they will be hypersexual. They'll put themselves in dangerous sexual situations because it's their way of saying, it's my body, I decide, I do what I want. And it's almost like they get to reverse the role. And
so yes, you guys, that's my documentary. I think Cece has it pinned in the chat. I mean, yeah, in the chat. So y'all can check that out. But yeah. Okay, so when y'all want to know what I'm talking about, who I'm credited for, I did my research. But anyways, go ahead, G. Welcome back, baby. What was you saying?
My bad.
You okay?
I was just, I got a call. I had to decline that thing.
Yeah. You good?
But I guess my just general question is how would you approach those people? How would you talk to those people, or even would you have the conversation? Because obviously this is a very polarized thing. Either you think he did it or you think he didn't, and there's really no middle ground as far as I've seen.
Right.
Especially if it was a Black female that approached you with that opinion.
Ooh.
We all have that Uncle Timmy, that cousin Joe, or that neighbor Billy down the street, or that guy from the bus stop or whatever.
Right.
You might not know him personally, but you may or may not know of him from a distance. You know what I'm saying? And even if you don't, it's still us that's getting abused. So how or even would you have that conversation with someone who has the opposite opinion of you, especially on this specific trial?
Well, that's actually a great question, and I've actually been challenged in that area more often than none. I mean, even sitting here on the platform, I get those challenges, but I've actually had someone talk to me about it, and unfortunately, it actually was a family member. They still are like questioning the victims, not even necessarily the parents. They're questioning the victims, and
it's the hot and fast excuse,
yeah.
right?
And then the weird thing to me is that she was a victim as well, and so you get people that do that all the time. And for me, like, to be honest with you, I just try to see how they feel first and their approach, and then I decide at that point if I'm going to try to establish a conversation or something with them, or I just like, okay, and I just keep it pushing. You know what, I just notice, I know how my mom, I'm jumping around, but my mom always taught me fight fair. Okay. Even in my marital situation, she'd be like, don't fight below the belt, stay on the topic.
Yeah.
And so my thing is, when I'm arguing with a person or combative with a person, when they get to be deflective, I either try to steer it back to the point or I just retreat, because I'm not with mess and drama, and I'm not gonna argue with you when I know the facts. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I did a prime example. Well, I'll actually use this example. It was an example that China. She was one of the like Disney kids or whatever. She's like she's a full-blown like Christian, and she don't play. China Mc something. Gosh, her name passes me. But she was giving an example about Christianity, right? And about the word of God, right? And so she used this example, and this is no different from how I feel about spreading the facts to people or the truth, right? She said, I don't mean to push it up in your face about the word or me being a Christian or a God or whatever, but it's an example. It's like this. So say, for instance, I go out in my backyard and I go on my grass. I'm, water grass, saying hi to the neighbors. Thank you, China McCain. Thank you. That's her, Sabrina. She says, I go in my backyard, I'm waving at the neighbors and stuff, and then I turn around to go back to the house, and I notice a snake, right? And I'm like, snake. Oh, then I go back in the house, because I didn't invite y'all over. We kicking it, we chilling. And you say, I'm finna go out in the backyard, and I'm finna go, smoke a cigarette. I'm finna get some fresh air, whatever. And I, at that moment, no one was in the backyard, can say, don't go back there because, it's a snake back there. And you can choose to say, Whitney, girl, you stop stunting. You don't know what you're talking about. and proceed to go. Or you can be like, thank you for that. I'm still going to test it out and see. Or you can be like, you playing whatever. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Although it's my backyard. But no, you don't know what you're talking about. I know it's not no snake back there. Or you can be like, thank you, and turn your butt back around and not go back out there. See, that's how I roll with facts. Once I've seen it and I know it to be true, just like the word of God, I know how he is in my life. Just like truth and facts and stuff that I've seen for myself, I'm going to tell you, and it's up to you as the individual to decipher what you want to do with that information. However, if you go in that backyard and you get bit by that snake, you can't then in turn be like, why you didn't tell me? Because I did. You just didn't listen. So when it comes to this trial, I mean, this whole situation, we've been saying something. We've been reading the transcripts. We've been telling y'all the truth. So when the verdict came in, you wouldn't be so surprised and you wouldn't be so hurt, but you didn't listen.
You know who I feel good for? I feel good for Sparkle. I feel good for Sparkle because she's been saying this shit for years.
Yeah, she's vindicated.
And ain't never wavered. I think what I find myself coming into conflict with is I don't subscribe to folks that are on the opposing team because I just it's hard for me to listen to what they say. But I do listen because I'm a fair person.
Right.
And I want to hear what you have to say and why you believe what you believe.
Right.
And a lot of and they did read some of the transcripts. They didn't read as in depth as you did or Atmos did. They didn't read in depth as y'all did. They just didn't.
You're not gonna do that.
But they did read some of them, you know. And it's hard for me to justify again their point when we read the same thing. Maybe not all of the same thing, and maybe that's the part that's missing. Maybe they didn't get the transcripts of the live video / audio that we heard, because if you did, okay, sis / bro / and he, she, him, whatever, you still have the same opinion because you just heard it. And again, remembering that the jury heard a lot. Well, they only deliberated for 9 hours. So let me tell you something I heard, right? Oh, this is a smart jury. This is a smart jury. They asking questions. They want to see transcripts. They want to see floor plans, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a smart jury. They know it's some BS going on. They want to hear and see everything.
Right.
But when the verdict came down, oh no, they were paid off. They were paid off. This was a plot. This was a setup. It was the government. Now, baby, you can't have it both ways. Are they smart or are they paid off?
Well, it's just like
Which one
Kenny.
is it?
They were saying how much he's an angel and bless him. And then now it's like, he need a better defense. They didn't know they were. I'm like, wait, what?
Don't get me started on that, because here's the thing. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it as lightly as I possibly can, because I don't want to ruffle no feathers. Everybody wants to bring the Lord into this, right? Everybody wants to bring the God's not done with him yet. And God is the end all be all, and he has the final say. And he sees everything. He looks high and low. Well, why don't you, if you believe that, why don't you think the Lord was any part of this trial? Like, you don't think he saw the same? I mean, you don't think he was there when all these things was going down? Like, so he was omnipotent and all this other kind of stuff, but not at that moment. He was omniscient, but not at that moment. Like, he was picking and choosing when he was going in and out. Whitney, you come back here. You sit down. He was in and out. The Lord was in and out. He had y'all on pause for a second while he was going and checking his email. You can't tell me that you believe that God he's still working, y'all. He's still working. Why do you don't believe that he was already working?
Because he didn't work in their favor.
Exactly. The jury was cool while they were asking questions until they asked the questions that you didn't want them to ask, and they came up with the decision. Come on, somebody make what R. Kelly said. Use your common sense.
Use your common sense.
You think I got people in there
My
hog tied
way
in my
past.
basement? Well, that's what she said. I'm just saying, and I digress.
Okay, yeah, because we okay.
I have my issue is when I go on these other folks' channels and I see how distraught they are. And I honestly feel so bad for the fact that they're crying and they're taking it so personal for somebody they've never met, don't know their name, ain't ever gonna meet. You know, because one, either they're having that worship moment.
Yeah.
Or two, they're comparing it to a personal situation. Right? I feel bad for those folks because I hate when I you know, like I told you the other day when I was on here, I hate when people hurt. I don't relish in people's pain, but I'm trying to understand, what is it that you don't see? If you read the same thing I read, sis and or bro and or he, she, who, him, and whatever, what is it that you did not see that I saw? If we're reading the same things, if we're hearing the same things. Well, she was grown, but not at this point.
Right.
Well, she was willing, but not at this point. Well, she stole, but not at but okay. So here's a okay. One last thing for the stealing. Well, so and so stole from him. She stole the watch. She stole $30,000. Right. That's one of the arguments. I know you've heard it before.
Yeah.
So and so stole a watch. So and so stole $30,000, and she got her ass whooped. Right. That's the argument. But if Pookie had went to Walmart, robbed that drawer, and stole a watch and some other things, and he got outside, the police was there and they beat his ass. Oh, it would have been Black Power movement. It'd have been Black Power movement. It would have. You ain't got no right. You should have read that man his rights. You didn't have to beat him like that.
Oh.
But R. Kelly suspects somebody stole something from him. And maybe he had some proof. Cool, whatever. But you let him beat her. But when the police beat Pookie outside of Walmart, oh, it's a problem.
Come on now.
So come on, somebody, make it make sense. You can't have it both ways. You can't be Black empowerment, but not Black empowerment.
Wow, that is so true.
Because at the end of the day, somebody Black is getting beat. Either you want them to get abused or you don't. Oh, but it's okay because it was R. Kelly. He's a king of R&B. He's pop, I'm loving it, right? That's okay. That's okay because they took from him and he couldn't read, he couldn't write, he couldn't math, he didn't know nothing. So he beat you because you stole $30,000 in a watch. But when Pookie steals some diapers and some shrimp or whatever from Walmart because they trying to feed their kids, and the police come and beat this brother and or sister down in the parking lot, well, we got to march.
Ooh,
we got to
wanna
march.
talk about that. But get this though, G, can you explain to me? Because my argument, because we still aren't talking about John Doe's. None of them niggas are being toxic.
They ain't never said nothing about John Doe.
And he
they
stole.
Never said nothing about a fast little boy.
Stole. Why didn't he get the
he
black
pocketed
out
that
him?
Money. He said it. And he said,
it.
Well, I put it in my pocket.
I put it in my pocket. Then he said, I took a video. Yep. And I gave it back because I wasn't on there. What the? What? Why did he get with his butt whooped?
Because the point is, I'm going to tell you why. Because the point is fast little girls that he got charged for. He didn't get charged for none of John Doe's. That's why. The John Doe's were not on the indictment. They were not on the charge sheet. So they ain't worried about them. It don't matter that your little brother, little cousin was sexually molested, supposedly, allegedly, by this man. Because he wasn't charged for it. But these young ladies, they got up in here, she wrote a letter that said this, that, and the other about her parents. Cheryl Mack. No, it wasn't Cheryl Mack. It was Diane Copeland got up there and said that she had to write a letter too. Come on now. And she was on his team.
All of them had to write letters. No one was perfect.
That's a pattern, folks. And she said, I believe that she said the lawyer was the one. It was the lawyer. Come, Enterprise Octopus people, stop playing in my face.
Put them octopus in the chat.
Stop playing in my face. Stop playing in my face. There's no way that we reading the same stuff and you can't see it.
They don't want to.
It's willful blindness. So
It is.
again, my question is just, when I go into these chats and I see them reacting the way that they do,
Okay, that's
is there
another
even
question.
a point? Is there even a
Mm-mm.
point?
Mm-mm. I don't even go over there. That's why when
I
they be
just
talking
wonder.
about me, it's sick to me because I don't know. Because I don't watch nobody else. Like, no shade, no tea. Like, I don't even have time to. Between me doing my own thing, even before then, I gotta guard my psyche. And I had a
Yeah.
conversation with Plaintiff Jane today. Shouts out to Plaintiff Jane.
Hey, Jane, sticky crew.
And she was just like, I respect and admire the fact of how you guard your psyche. I don't play with it. I don't play. Like, I will cut people off quick when I feel like that's threatened. Anything else you can play with, but my personal bubble, if I invite you in it and you shake up you gotta go. I don't play with that. And so for me, I don't go watch something or hear something that's going to get me upset. You know what I'm saying? Even when people send stuff to me, I let them know, don't send me that. I get mad at them because you shouldn't even want to bring that into my spirit. So I don't even go over to it. I don't entertain it. When I like I said, when I found out about this whole page that was centered around little old
That
me,
was a mess.
I was like, child, girl, you got too much time and you ain't even
That
in the
was a
space.
mess.
You got too
That
much
was a
time
mess.
to be focused on me. And that's what I feel about other people. You will never find me talking about nobody to where they know, because I'm not gonna give you that much time and that much energy. And then furthermore, I just don't got time to be talking down about somebody. It's just like the mental capacity. So my thing is, when I go over to other people's channel, I just don't, because I get it. And to be honest with you with that, and like I was sharing with you the other day, that's why I was like, nah, I'm not, I get you. But I understand them. I understand the hurt. I understand like the disappointment and grief. I get it. Because okay. The reason why I get it is because it's
to the
like,
point of passing out though with.
well, I'm sorry, they dramatic over there.
Passing out,
they're
girl.
very dramatic. They're very like, baby,
My
they
heart.
wouldn't even.
You saw that?
Yeah,
I
did. I did, and it just didn't register right with my spirit. So I definitely had to leave up off of there because, again, I don't play with my spirit. But my thing is that I get it, because it's like finding out that the person that you looked up to for years, regardless if some of them he would never touch because they too old. But just to find that out, that you've been doing all of this, that's just like us. If the verdict came back that he wasn't guilty, y'all probably see me on her crying too. So that's why I say I get it. What I don't get now is the pure and utter ignorance when it comes to the simple fact of the matter that you're not moving on. You still talking about me. You still talking about Angelo. You still talking about these victims, and this Negro has been proven guilty. All the evidence has been out, and y'all are still talking about appealing, going to Supreme Court. Y'all do know that when they see the evidence, they gonna laugh. They just gonna be like, "What is wrong with these people?" That's what I don't understand.
Yeah,
but
they think they're gonna get an overturn on the procedure, not evidence. I'm like, come on now.
No, the crying, the disappointment, I get it to a certain extent, but it's like, why are y'all still beefing with us when we was trying to warn you? Why are y'all still even worrying about us at this point? Y'all need to be focusing on Illinois and praying for him and really doing your due diligence to not try to bribe those victims, allegedly, because we don't know who they are, but the alleged victims over there. How about not trying to threaten those alleged victims and their parents over there? Try to be better this time. That's what you guys need to be putting your energy and your strength on. Not always hooping and hollering. Take this L with pride and move on. Because I guarantee you, if there would have been us, I would have been crying and boohooing on her. But I've been like, all right, y'all, let's look forward to Illinois. Let's keep it pushing. It ain't over. We know the truth or whatever. No, y'all are putting all these conspiracy theories out there. Y'all are. It's just ignorant. And to see Stephen Greenberg,
Steve trying to get his money.
No, but this nigga's up here going against the very team that this man had. They were just
he was
not
on it.
trained.
He
And
was
I'm
on
like,
it.
but
He's
you
trying
was
to get
just,
his money.
but you were just on that team. That's some shady
Right.
stuff. That's just like Michael Jordan turning around talking about F them Bulls. They couldn't play worth a damn. And I'm just like, wait, what?
Steve trying to get his money allegedly.
But that's why they're
This
like
is
that.
well, here's the thing. I think this, and I promise you I won't hold you long.
Oh, you okay?
With them, okay. Their whole thing is appeal. They think the verdict is gonna get overturned by appeal because of, I'm not gonna say the young lady's name, but the young female lawyer that I mentioned earlier. She mentions there were missteps in what the prosecution did, that they might win a overturn of the verdict. My thing is there's too much evidence. So if you want to say, all right, let's just say, I have my question, I think, is, let's just say they overturn the verdict. Does that mean that they cannot retry him again?
No.
Can I reach?
They can't retrial him.
Okay.
And I don't think they want that. I don't think they want that. Leave it alone. Because if you ask me, he should have took a plea deal. Period. He should have took a plea deal.
From what I heard, his original lawyers wouldn't let him take the plea deal or whatever it was. That would be Greenberg and them, before the new team came on, and so then it was just match set point. Okay, so Kanik and them had to just take what they had. That's from my understanding. I could totally be lying because it's Wednesday and I'm drinking a 211. Okay, but again, you're trying to overturn something that they have video evidence of. So again, you're saying that you have a smart jury because they're questioning Anna's testimony, which we all knew would seem shaky in the eyes of the jury.
Yeah,
it was, and we'll be honest about that.
Yeah, we were. And Sonia.
And was it Anna or no? It was Sonia. My
the
bad.
one that the interviewer.
Yeah, that was Sonia, right?
Yeah, it was shaky.
Yeah, so Sonia was shaky. So they didn't convict him on anything that had to do with Sonia. Cool, whatever. Everything else, they got him on. So if you're trying to appeal something, can you make sure they don't have no extra video evidence of this man peeing on nobody or this girl eating? Like I'm saying, like they're talking about. Let's be specific. I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to. I'll just go by what they called her in the trial. Jane said about the eating the feces and the plant and all this nasty shit. Well, that wasn't true. Bitch, they got video. They got the video. So now what do you say? Oh, is it just okay because maybe possibly at that point in time she was over 17? I don't know.
Yeah.
But even if let's just say she was over 17 at the time. Did he still transport her? Did he still buy her plane tickets and still have intercourse with her when he bought those plane tickets? Come on. Stop playing in my face. Did they still have marriage certificates when Aaliyah was underage? Stop playing in my face.
Right.
Well, he didn't know because Demetrius just said that man was in the car. Stop playing in my face.
They think that we didn't really. They really believe that we didn't read what we read, and we did.
Stop playing in my face. That's the thing. It's like we can't read the same thing, y'all, and not be on the same page.
Right.
I watched too much Reading Rainbow in my day.
Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow.
I can go any
Come on.
Hey,
Take a look.
It's in a book. Reading Rainbow.
Hey, come on, LeVar.
That was my show.
My phone.
I'm just saying.
But let me go back to my original question. I apologize for taking you off.
You are fine.
I just, when I get into these folks' chats, I see them having breakdowns. Oh, my heart is broken. I can't believe it. This is just like Cosby. He gonna get out. First of all, this shit ain't nothing like Cosby.
Nothing.
Cosby said he did the shit.
He did.
But they had an agreement, and he got off because the prosecutor didn't.
You're not gonna
abide
say
by that
nothing
agreement.
if I tell you.
I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna say nothing if I tell you. No, we not gonna say nothing. Just go ahead and say, I did it. I drugged her and I raped her and I beat her. You know what I'm saying? And I put a little more in it. All right,
But
thank
don't charge
you.
me for it.
I went in there and take him to jail. No, but y'all said I wasn't gonna do nothing.
Oh, but he didn't do it though because he got out. Stop playing in my face.
That's what they'll say. He was vindicated.
Stop
This
playing in
fool
my
said
face.
he did it. And then furthermore, Kelly said he did a few things, and I admit it. Are we gonna talk about it?
Well, according to Judge Donnelly, his song lyrics don't make no difference when he was when they were examining what's the lady name? Not Cheryl Mack, but the other lady.
I know who you're talking about.
She said the lyrics don't make no difference, don't make no say so. Okay, so we'll
It ain't
we'll
got nothing to do.
just
It's admissible of court. Yeah, I know.
we'll let that go. However, comma, we still got your iPads, my man.
In your backpack. Backpack.
Where is Dora the Explorer? Stop playing in my face.
I need a meme for Dora the Explorer. Backpack.
Stop playing in my. It's just like I want to I want
Oh,
to
Shirley
understand.
said Diane Copeland. You said
Yes,
Diane Copeland.
Miss Diane. Yes, thank you, Shirley. I want to understand how to converse with these folks, not to change their minds, but to just have mutual understanding. Because
Have
it's
a
like,
dialect.
what is it? Yeah, there's no way of having dialect with some of them. I'm not gonna say all, because some of them are open-minded,
right?
Majority or not. But the ones that are open-minded, how do you have a dialect, especially if they were only on the opposite people's pages listening to the transcripts that they did not read all of? They did not go into and as far in as you and Admins did. They just didn't. But when you talk to these folks, how do you have the dialect to say, hey, sis and or bro / she, him, them, whatever? How do you have the dialect to say, that's not what they said? Okay, well, she wrote a letter, saying this, that, and the other. Okay, but do you understand that he made her write that? She said in the letter that her parents was trying to bribe, and do all of this, that, and other. But she also said on stand, under oath,
right,
that was a lie. So how do you convince them which one to believe? Because you have two things going against you. If we're just talking about Az, and I love Az, I love her. She got on GAYLE King and she said some things that weren't true. She's got these letters on file that aren't true, but then when she gets in court, they're supposed to believe her. Right? That's their argument. How do you okay, well, my thing is this. If what she said on the stand wasn't true, they would have impeached her.
Right?
What we talked about before, they would have charged her with perjury. They would have done that. And as far as I know, in this case, now that it's over, no one's been charged with impeachment or perjury.
Because you want to know why, sis?
Not even Demetrius.
Yeah, but see the argument, and when we talk like that, which I hope somebody picked this up, but they not, because they know it's truth to it. That was brought up in, hold on, my freaking video went out. I mean, my camera. Hold on, y'all, because baby, this is good. Thank you, G, for bringing this up, because I got to talk on this. Hold on.
I got time, girl. I ain't got to go to bed for another 30 minutes.
Yeah, me too. So I said my cutoff is going to be 3 hours, though, because, baby, I'll be standing on here with y'all 4, 5, 6 hours and stuff. And my husband be like, baby, you got to do better with your time. So, anyways.
Tell Mr. Husband, he got to share you with us sometime.
I know, child. Okay, so this is what I say.
Not to be stingy.
This is what I say in regards to them saying all of this perjury stuff and all this lying on stand when it comes to these witnesses.
Everybody lied.
Okay, the thing is this, all right? What y'all got to understand, a lot of these situations happened years ago. Don't think that they're not taking this stuff under consideration, that the remembrance of things is not going to be 100%. What y'all have to understand is that they had proof of the truth they were telling. They're not worrying about the lies because, again, and I keep telling people this. Everybody, if they put R. Kelly pissy, herpy having behind on that stand, he would have lied a little bit.
Herpes.
Everybody lies on the stand. It's what you can prove. Okay? That's why the defense comes in there and tries to poke holes in the story. That's what he's supposed to. Prosecution is there to prove their case. They're holding the defense accountable for something that's going on. So it's not up to the defense to prove anything. It's to defense to go against what the prosecution is trying to say to be factual. So the thing is that that's easy said when you don't have the murder weapon. When you got the murder weapon, that's a little harder to prove because they can dust for fingerprints. They can compare bullets and things of that nature. They can compare all these things to corroborate with what they're saying to be true. So the thing is that in regards to the storytelling, they allow that to kind of go because they know that, okay, memory is not going to be 100% for one and then for two. They brought up GAYLE King in the transcripts. Oh, look at there. She was lying on there. Why? Because of R. Kelly. She didn't get on there and lie just because she wanted to. Why? We didn't know Azriel. We didn't know Azriel. We didn't know Joyce. We didn't know none of these babies until all this stuff hit the fan. And before then, it was no history of her lying. So therefore, the judge couldn't say, well, she's a liar because she did it one time. This was the first time that we could see. And then they had videos. Oh,
right.
You heard it here first. No.
I was just about to say that.
They had videos of him coaching them as to what to say on GAYLE King. Sit on that.
I didn't see that, girl.
You got to say it with emotions. No. When they ask you, cry right now.
I didn't see that.
Y'all didn't know that, did you? Oops. Yeah, they saw that on video. Him coaching them and telling them what to say and what to do. In regards to the GAYLE King, we weren't privy to that, but the jury were. Everything they asked for, they had evidence. So they knew she was lying on GAYLE King by way of R. Kelly. Just like Holly, when she got on that radio station, do I need to pull that up for y'all too? And she sat up on there and was like, we good. Kelly, he's fine. He's just normal. But she set her mixed behind on there too and was getting pissed on and walking back and forth, calling herself a bitch and slut and whore too. So which one was it? Was she a liar too? Or because she was like bright and right? Oh, we gonna talk about it? Oh, okay, we not.
Well, which one? Okay, so with the video, okay, so you said they had video evidence of her the GAYLE King coaching. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Was that in the transcripts too? I think I missed that.
They asked that, yeah, and she told them.
Oh yes, I saw that. Do they actually have a video of him coaching them though?
They have that.
Girl, stop playing.
You know what? See, I'm telling people be testing my gangster. Hold on.
I ain't testing your gangster.
No,
sis.
not you.
I
Not
believe
you. I'm just saying.
I missed that part.
Yeah. That's okay. A lot of people missed it. I mean, but yeah. Let me go to it. Hold on.
Well, why are you pulling that up?
Yeah, go ahead, talk.
It's just this thing. It's just this thing of, the Kane got set up. Everybody's stealing from him.
Okay.
Everybody's stealing. He don't know where his money's going. That sounds like a personal management problem to me. That don't sound like a everybody else thing.
No.
You know who you are and you know what your status is. I understand you can't read and write, and you may have a, some sort of learning disability, but you don't have any say. That sounds like mismanagement. So if
Right.
somebody's stealing from you for that long and you don't know, come on now. But the pattern, my thing is the pattern of everybody writing letters is also an issue with me. Because even the people that you think are on your side, Diane Copeland, she had to write letters too. So everybody ain't lying. Some people might be lying, but everybody ain't lying. Not everybody is going to tell the same lie too. The exact same lie. But we had to do this, and I had to walk so and so back and forth like a dog. I had to say this, I had to say that, I had to eat this, I got peed on that. And then they got video of it, but you still don't think this man is guilty? Now, all right, counterpoint, maybe those videos, some of them might have been when they were over 17. All right. But you still have proof of when he was transporting them over state line. When they were minors, you still have that proof. Especially if he taped those things.
My thing is this though, in regards to everything, Miss Be More Careful. What are you talking about? Wake up. Wake up from what? I'm woke.
And I'm woke too. What's up?
Yeah, I'm lost. Yeah, what we talking about here? Anyways, let me find this. But yeah, child, please. You can't convince them at this point. They just okay. Where? Hold on. Let me just hold on. I gotta find it, baby. I gotta do my
Why are you finding that? Let me ask you a question. With the Chicago case coming up, I know Joycelyn did not testify in New York. But do you think they'll subpoena her for Chicago? Her and Sparkle's niece. This is just speculation. I'm just wondering what you think. Because I don't know what they could recharge him with as far as Sparkle's niece goes, but if she could be a corroborating witness to some of the other things, I think that's the only thing that she could be subpoenaed for.
That's what I heard. I heard that that's what she's corroborating. And that's what I heard. This all let you. I don't know it to be facts. I don't know.
Well, she's only corroborating because the money ran out.
You think so?
No, I don't think that, girl. I don't think that. That's
what they say. Yeah, child.
Yeah. They only testifying because the money ran out. Everybody trying to make money off Rob.
This is out of the R. Kelly case open discussion. This is where I'm getting these, and it was way down. Somebody came in and was like, hey, look at all the evidence or whatever that we weren't privy to, and they captured everything.
Why are you pulling that up? Wait, did you ever pace her?
I don't get that.
I don't either. I wouldn't.
I don't get that. I went in there and I was so confused.
Yeah, I was gonna call, but I was like, nah.
I was so confused. Anybody want to come in and talk? You can. The link is in the description box. Let me see what y'all saying. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to ignore y'all. I'm trying to pull some stuff up. Miss Nicole says, my thing is he had all this money and never thought to get a tutor to learn how to take care of his own stuff. That's a problem. He got all this money, didn't even get enough money to get help, to get counseling.
Or maybe he had enough money that he was living his own life and he wasn't worried about it.
Well,
he was paying the people that he was paying and he wasn't worried about the technicalities of things.
Right.
Which is why he didn't know where his money was going.
Right.
If that's true, allegedly.
True. Okay, let me download that. Oh, okay. I just stumbled across the verdict. We can read that too, y'all. Okay, you know what? Let me make this broader so this search can be easier. Because I'm going thing by thing. Let me make it broader. Okay, found
Hey,
it. Go ahead.
sorry. I was gonna say, for Monique Townsend, I don't know if it would be perjury for Shonda because she didn't testify in the first place. I think
She
she
didn't.
refused to testify in the first case. And so if she were to come back on the next case in Chicago and say that it was her, I don't know that that would be perjury. I don't know if it was her or people in her family that said it wasn't her. I don't know if it was her direct statement. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, but if it was her direct statement, I don't know. But that would
Okay.
be that would be an interesting thing to know.
Okay, so y'all, I'm about to pull what I was telling y'all about all the videos that we were not privy to to seeing that they actually showed. Okay, all the evidence that we didn't see because we are not privy to that. Okay, so let me get this one. Okay, it's this one first. Okay. Let me share my screen. Y'all, we're gonna go ready to wrap it up. Because y'all know I
Yep,
can.
I'm
No,
about
you
to slide
fine.
back to the comments. You want me to
Okay.
stay here? Or you want me to slide back?
I want to hear your opinion on this. So I want you to stay
Well,
right
I'll
there.
stay, girl. I ain't got nothing else to do.
Good. Check this out. Let me zoom in. Can you see that?
Nah, it's too small, sis.
It's too small. Okay.
Yeah, zoom in a little bit for me if you can.
Yeah, I can.
I'm on my phone.
No, you fine.
Okay. And I got bad eyes. Yeah, that's good.
You okay? That's good. Okay, right here. Okay, it says, and are those videos that were recovered on Government Exhibit 347? Yes, are those videos. Okay, so that's plural, right? Okay, so that's one, right? Hold on.
And Mr. Wilson was the forensic expert for the phones, right?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
So then let's see here. Okay, this is another one. Look at all of these evidence. I'm zooming in. Can you see? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that was a mountain.
Listen to this. What's been marked for identification as 328A, 330A, 342A, 329A, 341A, and 343A? And is that a CD containing videos as well? Yes, it is.
Yes, it
and
is.
Were those videos also recovered from the iPad, which is in evidence as Government Exhibit 347? Yes, that was recovered from the defendant's residence. Correct. Go on a little further. Ms. Gideon, at this time, the government offers 326 and 326A through J. 327, 328, 328A, 329, 329A, 336, 336A, 341, 342, 343, along with 341A. Oh, but it
sounds
continues.
like it's at least 10 videos.
342A and 343A. And it gets all of these. Look at this. I can't even keep going. All of this, okay? But that ain't even it. Those are still the ones we just talked about. But let's scroll down, shall we? Actually, I think that was it.
And I think those videos, they only submitted them because they were, pertaining to the folks that were in the trial.
Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. All these videos, what aren't y'all comprehending? We weren't privy to these. Look at all these videos, yo. People like, damn, yes, y'all. But see, this was in the transcripts. Now, I didn't get this far, which I got this though. I didn't get this far in reading, but I got all the transcripts from everybody. I just told you I got the verdict. We can read the verdict of all the counts and stuff like that. But look at all these. Look at all these. Look at them. Only so much was given to us as the people, but the jury had all of this.
So Whitney, can you do and this is just a personal ask of mine, obviously if you don't want to, please don't, Are you able to find the actual charge sheet that the jury read off of to make their decisions, yes or no? And then we can go through them one at a time to see what they said yes and what they said no to.
Well, I can say, yeah, I got the verdict sheet. That's the verdict sheet. It tells you all the charges. Shall we go in it? No, you fine. We're gonna go in this and we're gonna wrap this up because some people we still gonna read this and they gonna be like, well, that's not
because
true.
it would be good to know. It would be good to know what they did and did not charge him with. You know what I'm saying? Just for what they did believe and what they didn't believe.
Yep, let's read that now, y'all.
Because I think what would be good is if we read the charge sheet and we know which Jane it pertained to, and we know what those Jane's testimony was, we can see what the jury did and did not believe.
Yeah, how it added up. Okay, here y'all go. Here's the verdict sheet. This is what he got charged with, what they didn't charge him with, what they felt. Okay, and shouts out again to the open discussion, the R. Kelly open discussion group on Facebook. But let's read this, okay? Let's read it together. All right. So it says here, United States District Court, Eastern District of New York versus United States of America against Robert Sylvester Kelly, also known as R. Kelly. Verdict sheet. As to count 1. Racketeering. How do you find the defendant? Guilty. If you answered guilty as to count 1, indicate whether the following racketeering acts were proven beyond a reasonable doubt. If you answered not guilty, proceed to count 2. But they answered that racketeering act 1, bribery, was proven. Racketeering act 2, sexual exploitation of a child, Jane Doe, number 2, proven. Racketeering act 3, kidnapping of Jane Doe, number 3, not proven.
And I think that was the young lady who was a reporter? Mm-hmm.
Okay. Racketeering act 3, Mann Act violation, and this all covers Jane Doe 3 again. I think that's the reporter chick, the one we already knew.
Yeah.
What is your verdict with respect to racketeering act 4? Transportation, not proven. What is your verdict with respect to racketeering act 4B? Coercion or enticement? It was not proven. If you answered proven as to either racketeering act 4A or 4B or both, please answer the following questions. If you answered not proven, proceed to the next racketeering act. Please indicate which of these statutes the sexual activity violated. You should check all that apply, but need to at least check 1. Okay? So they didn't check any from what I'm seeing.
Because it was not proven. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So let's proceed. Racketeering Act 4, Mann Act violation for Jane Doe number 4. Proven.
That was Geronda.
Racketeering Act 6, forced labor, Jane Doe number 4. Proven. Racketeering Act 7, sexual exploitation of a child, Jane Doe 4. Proven. Racketeering, okay, this is AZRIEL. Racketeering Act 8, Mann Act violation, Jane Doe number 5. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 8A in transportation? Proven.
They had receipts.
What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 8B, coercion, enticement? Proven. Racketeering Act 9, Mann Act Jane Doe 5, AZRIEL. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 9A, transportation? Proven.
Flight transcripts, they had it.
What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 9B, coercion and or enticement? Proven. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 9C, coercion or enticement of a minor? Proven. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 9D, transportation of minor? Proven.
All the flights. Those are all the flights and all the things that she was talking about. She was on the tour bus. They proved it.
Racketeering Act 10, sexual exploitation of a child. Jane Doe number 5, proven. Racketeering
Videos.
Act 11, forced labor. Jane Doe number 5, proven. Racketeering Act 12, Mann Act violation. Jane Doe number 6. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 12A, transportation? Proven. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 12B, coercion or enticement? Proven. Please indicate which of the statutes the sexual activity violated. Reckless endangerment, violation of New York Penal Law 120-20. Knowing exposure of infectious venereal disease.
Herpes.
Public health law. Both. Where are the parents?
They was at McDonald's.
Racketeering Act 16, forced labor. Jane Doe number 6, proven. Racketeering Act, Mann Act, Jane Doe 6. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 14A? Good night, baby. Proven. What is your verdict with respect to Racketeering Act 14B? Proven. Please indicate which of the statutes the sexual activity violated. Like what law did he break? We already know about the reckless endangerment, or did he, knowingly give her an infectious disease? What you say, G? Herpes. Both. As to count 2, Mann Act transportation with Jane Doe number 5. How do you find the defendant guilty?
Let me tell you something real quick. Because I think they had a receipt of a flight ticket. I think that's how they proved that. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Angelo in the building.
Oh, let me make space for Mr. Angelo. I know he likes to come on and speak his truth, and I don't want to block Mr. Angelo's truth.
It's okay. It's okay. I think he probably just listening. Let's finish, y'all. If he want to come on, he'll come on. But we about to wrap up.
My bad.
No, you okay. You okay. We're about to wrap up. As to count 3, Mann Act coercion and enticement. Jane Doe number 5. How do you find the defendant guilty? As to count 4, Mann Act coercion of a minor. Jane Doe number 5. How do you find the defendant guilty? As to count 5, Mann Act transportation of a minor. Jane Doe number 5. How do you find the defendant guilty?
Stop playing in my face.
As to count 6, Mann Act transportation, Jane Doe number 6. How do you find the defendant guilty? Now, don't just say he guilty without proof. Please indicate which of the statutes of the sexual activity he violated. He didn't break no laws. Reckless endangerment, knowing exposure of infectious venereal disease, herpes. Both. He violated both. Where are the parents? Not violating sexual activity violations. As to count 7, Mann Act coercion and enticement, Jane Doe number 6. How do you find the defendant guilty? There you go again, calling him guilty without proof. What did he violate? What laws he violate? Well, it's only 2 in that act. Reckless endangerment, knowing exposure of infectious venereal disease, herpes. Both. As to count 8, Mann Act transportation, Jane Doe number 6. How do you find the defendant guilty? There you go again, blaming my king with no proof. Please indicate which of the statutes that the sexual activity violated. Reckless endangerment or knowing exposure of infectious venereal disease, herpes. Both.
But he didn't know he had it because he never tested positive. But he was just taking the pills just because.
That's illegal.
He was just picking up the prescriptions just because.
That's illegal.
He just had his runners going to the
medicines.
Walgreens and the Rite Aid just to pick up the herpes medicine. I mean, just in case. Just in case.
That's illegal. The doctor ain't even supposed to be prescribing medicines if that's not. Anyways, that's neither. What do I know? And this is the last count. Okay, the 9th count. As to count 9, Manette coercion and enticement, Jane Doe number 6. How do you find the defendant? Guilty. There go that guilty word again. What did he violate? Well, either reckless endangerment or knowing exposure of infectious venereal disease. Herpes. Both. None of there did the parents cause reckless endangerment or knowing exposure. Y'all stop it.
Stop playing in my face.
Stop playing in our face.
Stop playing in my face.
Yes, Monique, Walgreens was on speed dial, okay?
Yes, it was.
Speed dial,
The
okay?
runner even said he went to go pick up the medication. Why are you going to pick up medication for stuff that you don't have? How many of us are taking medication for HIV or this, that, and the other that we don't have? You just out here taking random medication because you think
preventative services. It's preventative methods. You don't know.
So it's just
to
you
prevent me
popping
from
that
getting it.
right next to your multivitamin. Is that what's happening? You're taking your multivitamin and the herpes pill.
Yes, in my bowel
and
tract.
then you pop your vitamin D and your vitamin C and your fish oil, and then you pop your herpes pill.
In my
just
bowel
in
tract,
case.
Yes, just in case. Preventative
Well, girl,
measures.
I need to catch up because
preventative measures.
I'm behind.
You ain't doing it. You must want to catch herpes.
I guess
Well,
so. I didn't know
shame on you. My king, their king,
girl,
was
I
ahead
didn't know
of the
we
game.
were supposed to be doing that. I just
He
thought,
was a
if I
trendsetter.
didn't have it,
He was a trendsetter.
Whitney, get out my face.
All right. He was a trendsetter. All right. What you mean?
This is all allegedly.
Anyways, thank you, G. I'm finna wrap this up. I'm going to bed.
Get off my phone. Goodbye,
okay,
girl.
I love you. I'll see you Friday.
I love you too. Hey, you're beautiful.
You're
beautiful. Stop.
Get off the screen. I can't stand
Whitney,
you.
stop
Go
playing
away.
with me.
Go away.
I'm going. I love you. Good night.
Love you too. I can't stand G. I swear we'll king your shows. That's why I don't play with y'all. I genuinely love my viewers. I love y'all. We are connected. We are people. We all are my people. But not for nothing, you guys. That is it for me. I pray you guys do your own research. We perish for the lack of knowledge, okay? And don't let nobody just come and tell you anything, okay? Like, that's asinine. But before we leave out, I want to give a shout out to my members. Okay, here goes a list of them. Thank you guys so very. Oh, let me take the banner down. Thank you guys so very much for taking it a step further on my channel. Okay, so shouts out to all of my lovely members. Thank you guys so very much. It keeps going on, and the list goes on. The list goes on. All right. So shouts out to all of my members, okay? You are part of the winning team. Thank you guys so very much. Those are my members from September and before, okay? So shouts out to you guys for making it official and coming on over, okay? So, thank you, Pauline. Pauline said $20 in the bushes. Whitney had surgery. Oh, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? Mama be praying for you, okay, beautiful? Thank you, Pauline. Pauline, baby, that she always in here. Thank you again. I hope you feel better. Not for nothing, you guys that are just coming in, we talked about the Boy Scouts, okay? The Boy Scouts and all of the damage they've been doing to little boys and men for years. And it's been flying under the radar. And this was something that I just wanted to address in regards to where were the parents? Okay, so you guys can join me here every Wednesday for another installment of Where Were the Parents? Okay, not for nothing. Let me see. Not for nothing. Shout out to you guys again for allowing me and helping me to reach 5K. I love you guys so very much. Skies is the freaking stinking limit, okay, for us over here at Whitney DTV. I have a lot of things in store for us, so please stay tuned, okay? I love you guys so very much, but most of all, God loves you guys. I'll see you guys on tomorrow, okay? You guys have a blessed and safe and wonderful night, okay? I love y'all. Bye.